These documents coming out of Canada, is this for real? This is an anonymous whistleblower who has leaked these documents coming out and is talking about some very Orwellian aspects to the Great Reset, what Davos has said. So the reason I'm coming out, I'm not happy about doing this, but as a Canadian and more importantly as a parent who wants a better future, not only for my children, but for other children as well, I'm doing this. And the other reason I'm doing it is because roughly 30% of the committee members are not pleased with the direction that this will take Canada. But our opinions have been ignored, and they plan on moving forward toward their goals. They have also made it very clear that nothing will stop the planned outcomes. We'll see about that. Now, think about that. 30% don't like this. That means 70% do. But of course, this is the ruling party, the Liberal Party, Justin Trudeau's party. And what they're talking about is, again, as they move everybody into debt slavery. And what does this look like? Well, and we'll know soon enough, because the time frame on this is not very far out. So you'll know whether or not this is real or not. But this certainly does align with the direction that they've been pushing us. They say that in exchange for debt relief that would be done by the IMF worldwide, they're giving an exchange. What are they saying exactly? Well, you exchange, to get out of debt, you make yourself a slave, you take all the vaccines, and they give you a health pass. Here's some of the roadmap that he released out of the Prime Minister's office. Phase in secondary lockdown restrictions on a rolling basis, starting with major metropolitan areas and first expanding outward, expected by November 2020. So it's going to be pretty soon. You'll know pretty soon whether or not this is true or not. Rush the acquisition of or the construction of isolation facilities across every province and territory. I've shown you the plans that have been sent to me of vaccination facilities. And we also know they've already got a lot of isolation facilities already in operation. They're going to be expanding those quite a bit. They're rushing those under construction right now. That's expected by December of 2020. Daily new cases of COVID-19 will surge beyond the capacity of testing, including increases in COVID-related deaths following the same growth curves expected by the end of November 2020. Complete and total secondary lockdown, much stricter than the first and second rolling phase restrictions expected by the end of December and then into early January 2021. Reform and expansion of the unemployment program to be transitioned into a universal basic income program, expected by Q1 2021. Projected COVID-19 mutation and or co-infection with secondary virus. Oh, it's mutating, they say now, right? Of course it can. I mean, they don't have any isolates of it, so they can claim that it's anything, right? It's a novel. Transitioning of individuals into the universal basic income expected by mid-second quarter 2021. Projected supply chain breakdowns, inventory shortages, large economic instability expected second quarter 2021. Finally, deployment of military personnel into major metropolitan areas, as well as all major roadways to establish travel checkpoints, to restrict travel and movement, to provide logistical support by Q3 2021. That's Canada. And you go outside, you're going to have to wear a mask or you're going to get a $200 fine. It's absolutely amazing what is happening now in Australia, but this is the plan. Anyway, they go on to say this. A whistleblower said, committee members asked who would become the owners of the forfeited property assets in this scenario where, you got this massive debt that everybody, take your job, take your business. Now you're dependent on a handout. And now your rent is accumulating. You're going to be thrown out in the streets. But then what are you going to do? Because, you can't pay this stuff off. Oh, we got a plan for you. You just become a slave. You take all of our vaccines. You sign up for the whole program, and we'll take care of this for you. But it goes on beyond that. Whistleblower said committee members asked who would become the owner of the forfeited property, because this is what's happening. This is a massive transfer of wealth to the technocratic elite, wealth and power. They said it would be lenders or financial institutions. Yeah, the World Debt Reset Program will handle all the details. Again, it goes back to the bankers. The bankers at the very bottom of this, always. They went on to say, the whistleblower said, several committee members also questioned what would happen to individuals if they refused to participate in the World Debt Reset Program, or if they refused the health pass or the vaccination schedule. And the answer we got was very troubling. Essentially, we were told that it was our duty to make sure that we came up with a plan to ensure that would never happen. We were told it was the individual's best interest to participate. It's kind of like the tyrant down in New Zealand. Well, if we got a test here, and you take the test, and you fail the test, we're going to put you in an isolation camp. You're not even going to be with your family members. And then in 2 weeks, we'll give you another test. And if you don't want to take the test, you're not going to get out. And if you don't pass the test, you're not going to get out. He said, when several committee members pushed relentlessly to get the answer, we were told that those who refused would first live under the lockdown restrictions indefinitely. And that over a short period of time, as more Canadians transitioned into the debt forgiveness program, the ones who refused to participate would be deemed a public safety risk and would be relocated into isolation facilities. Once in those facilities, they would be given two options: participate in the debt forgiveness program and be released, or stay indefinitely in the isolation facility under the classification of a serious public health risk and have all their assets seized. The whistleblower said the heated discussions, quote, escalated beyond anything I've ever witnessed before. In the end, it was implied by the Prime Minister's office that the whole agenda will move forward no matter who agrees with it or not, and that it won't just be Canada, but in fact all nations will have a similar roadmap and agenda. The members who were opposed and the ones who brought up key issues that would arise from such a thing were completely ignored. Our opinions and concerns were ignored. We were simply told to just do it. All I know is that I don't like it, and I think it's going to place Canadians into a dark future. You better start preparing. Nobody is even talking about this issue. This is the elephant in the room that they don't want to talk about, but I'm telling you that this is coming. And I'm telling you it's coming pretty quickly.